I think we're all going to agree with the assessment that he made there. And I guess even the biggest point when Erling Haaland was making his place at Manchester City was who was going to adapt to who. Because number one, you're looking at Pep Guardiola and his system and looking at what Erling Haaland does best. And there was going to be that conflict. And it looks right now like Pep Guardiola is clearly throwing everything at Erling Haaland's way and wants Manchester City to play like he does. And even with the few illustrations that Thierry made there, you can clearly see that Manchester City players are somehow failing to get that kind of connection with him. If it's the quick pass, City are not used to doing that quickly.
Or maybe he also is not doing it.
Yeah.
Because Henry's point was more than the team. Henry's point was you need to use what you do, but then there's what the team needs from you.
Yes.
And then there's what the game needs from you.
Yeah.
And you understanding what do your teammates like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'll go back to what he said. He said, listen, Arsene Wenger told him, Beckham can find you anywhere. He's like, Beckham could find me anywhere. So with Beckham, I just make my run. I know the ball is going to come because it's Dennis Beckham. In my opinion, quite possibly the best player Arsenal have ever had. But that's just me. Dennis Beckham was a magician. So he knew, with Beckham, I'm okay. Then he was told, but look, Perez doesn't go long. Perez likes 1-2.
Short,
So he learned how to drop and get the ball, and they do a 1-2. Then he's like, Freddie Ljungberg runs with his head down. So he doesn't look up. So if I run and I'm not in his path, he's never going to see me. So you adapt to what your teammates are like and then you're able to get the most out of each other. Then, of course, they also have to adapt a bit to you. And then what does the game... The Benzema illustration is excellent. Yeah. He says, when he runs into the box, he makes... Like he says, he runs into his house where he likes going.
Yes.
Which is back post. He really loves the back post.
Yeah.
He runs there all the time. But the game doesn't always need you. That's what she's saying. Harry Kane knows when to come short, when to go long. Like maybe have variety in his game.
Yes.
I think that's the thing. Like a bit more variety. Stop doing the same thing over and over and over again.
Well.
Regardless of what's happening. Because he makes his run regardless of what's going on.
Yeah, and Thierry did mention, I think it was Jamie Carragher actually who mentioned that he's coming from a league that is known to be a counter-attacking league, and he knows that once they get possession, it's moving on fast. And yeah, he's realizing that that's not how Manchester City plays. So I agree with you. It's just about Erling Haaland outgrowing what he's done in the few past months and years at Dortmund.
Yeah, even Ban, the Newcastle defender, talked about it, I think in the poll last week when he was on discussing those guys up to. He said it's become more predictable for them. It's become more easier for them to defend Haaland because they kind of know how he moves, where he'll be. So they just man-mark him, and it becomes so easier for them to defend against City.
Yeah, I think those are the limitations of Pep's system. Players need to be the positional play system. Players need to be in certain areas at certain times. As opposed to like Wenger's time, he would give you the tools, he would prepare you for the game, but in the game, he would let you do your thing on the pitch. And that's why Henry could play with Perez, drop deep, play with Perez, make a run, Beckham is going to find him. But with Pep, you have to be in certain areas, in certain moments. And for a player like Haaland, I think maybe that's why he has struggled with other top strikers that he has coached, because he wants you to be in a certain place in a particular point. But in certain instances in the game, you shouldn't be in that place.
Yeah,
you should do what Benzema did against Liverpool. Go drop, offer support to Rodrigo, offer support to your teammates. And for Haaland, I don't think he has that in his game. Also, can he play 1-2s with his teammates? Can he hold the ball and play and bring others into play?
I think he can.
Maybe the question is, can he develop? And this, first of all, it's a great point you raise of Pep is always struggled with strikers. The weird thing is, this is the one striker who he has done everything for.
Yeah.
Like normally, Pep, like, and you are right. By the way, you are 100% spot on. Is it Eto? Is it Zlatan?
Yeah.
Is it Lewandowski?
Yeah.
Is it Kun Aguero? He generally just doesn't get along with goal scorers.
Yeah.
Because he wanted more. But then now, this one he got, and he's trying everything to get along with this one.
Yeah.
But then, like you said, and I think that's actually the bigger point, is he capable? Is he limited?
That's the other thing.
I watched him last night now, with the bias of having listened to that, and I remember thinking, his first touch could be better. I remember thinking, he could try and use the right foot a bit more.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I know he's going to turn to his left. And I was there thinking, maybe there's a bit more to develop him. Because again, he's only 22.
22.
20.
Yeah. Henry came to his own in mid-20s, late 20s. So maybe to develop him. So it's a case of the team has to adapt to him. Pep has tried to adapt to him at the expense of his main normal people. Because Pep is tried. This guy plays every game. Pep and Aguero, they had a love-hate relationship all along. It's just that Aguero would still get in and score.
That's the thing. And Henry talked about his time at Barcelona. There's a time he was playing under Pep. And in a particular game, he wasn't getting...
That's the treble.
Yeah.
The treble in 09.
Yes. And so in a particular game, he wasn't getting the ball. So the ball was being played on the right side. He was playing on the left side.
Because of Dani Alves
Yeah.
and Messi.
And Messi. And so he was like, okay, let me get involved in this play. So he went to the right side, played 1-2 passes with Messi and Alves, and then he went into the box and he scored. At halftime, Pep subbed him.
Yep.
Henry, no, you're not supposed to. I don't want you to do that. I
yeah.
want you to be here. You should be here. And that's the thing. Is it really Haaland who's not playing the way Henry thinks he should play, or is Haaland restricted because of all this? Oh, you have to be here. I want you to be here. This kind of football.
Like Henry said,
Juego de possession.
yeah,
And
the
the
three
perfect-
It restricts the
three
players who
principles.
are creative. You know.
Yeah, but Haaland.
I
Haaland
doubt
ain't
if Beckham, for example, would have played for Pep.
No, Pep had very few people who he allowed to do whatever they want. Iniesta, Xavi, Messi. David Silva, Gundogan, KDB for the most part. But generally, he never liked... Actually, more than strikers, the word should be strong characters. Pep always falls out with strong characters. Yaya Toure. Because they want to do something different. And yes, Maria was Maria was a super player. Dennis Maria Beckham. You have not seen anything like that. I don't think there is a player who can do what he did.
I know.
You can give me all these things, nothing. And he had a mean streak to him. He could elbow you if he needed to. Like, he had everything done with eye. The only thing is that he couldn't fly.
Yeah, and that's why. And people keep on saying Arsenal have not won a Champions League. It's because of him.
Because he couldn't fly.
Away games, we never used to play with Beckham in some of the games. He had to drive. Imagine driving all the way to Israel, for example.
Yeah, he couldn't drive. He couldn't. The plane had something funny in '94 World Cup, and he was like, "I'm done. If I'm not driving there, I'm okay." Anyway, when we come back, yes, we now focus on your Carabao. Yes, in fact, it's Carabao. The Spurs are playing today as well.
Umesema ni kikombe ya
The Spurs
chief.
and Chep.
Umesema ni kikombe ya chief
Kikombe ile ya MP ya December.
of season tournament. Ile ya kijiji. When I was growing up, we used to call it the Milk Cup. I don't know what it's called nowadays. All this, by the way, blame Mourinho. He's the one who came and made it a big deal. Before then, it used to be a mad thing. Nowadays, it's a big thing. So United are playing in it today.
Hey guys,